Yeah. Jenson, well done. 3 podiums on the spin now. You're driving brilliantly at the moment. How does that one compare to the previous 2 races for you?
Well, I think we should be happy with the end result after the start we had. You know, a frustrating start. Had clutch slip, and I was just sitting there, and I knew everyone was going to fly past about 100 meters after the start. So I ended up 7th and had to fight my way through. And it is a lot of fun doing it that way. You know, had a great battle with Lewis and Michael into Ascari, but you can't beat Seb and Red Bull if we have one little mistake. So that's something to work on. But I think all in all, the pace of the car and what we've done as a team this weekend has been great. But it's just these little things that we need to iron out.
Yeah. Can I sneak a question in for both of you, first of all? In the beginning of the race, it looked like you were controlling your pace, leaving a bit of a gap to Lewis. Was that a deliberate action just to keep things cool, or was that your only pace at that point? And I just fire one into Martin, because I won't get the chance afterwards. The play-in we heard on the radio from Ross Brawn to Michael Schumacher, telling him to, you know, keep the right line into Ascari. Is that something you listen to? Are you listening to the other team broadcasts through the World feed?
I'm sorry, I got lost. I was listening to that question. What was the first one?
Were you controlling your pace at the beginning?
Okay. Right, falling in his microphone now, so...
was I controlling?
I'll keep this for the rest of the interview.
The rest of the season?
Well, I'm not even going to bother answering now, so you just keep talking over
go
me,
on.
Jake.
Sorry, JP. I'm sorry.
You have my fee as well.
Right, now wait, I'm off. Was I controlling my pace? It was a tricky one, because I could push really hard to catch up with Lewis and Michael, get in the DRS, and then take it easy, because you gain so much on the straights. Or I could hang back, see what had happened, and then start pulling them in slowly. And I decided to go for the pull them in slowly initially. I thought, this isn't working. It's taking too long. So I kicked in a lot harder. And I did damage the tyres quite a bit, but I was eventually able to get on the back, get the DRS, and then you're in cruise control, basically. So it's a nice position to be in.
How did Michael's driving, and did you think those two are going to have each other off any minute now? How did that look from your position?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't involved with that, but I felt that Michael was moving more than once on the straight, down to into Ascari. He didn't when I was there, but I was already alongside him. To be fair, I don't know where he was when I turned in, because I just closed my eyes. Which worked in Spa, and I've decided to do that from now on. I think other drivers do that, so I've started to do that now, and it works quite well.
Well, it probably leads nicely onto you and talking about the team radio we heard from Ross Brawn. How involved were you in what was being said? What were the discussions? What went on?
I think one of the things we should just record here, I mean, people think of Jenson as this thinking driver, super smooth driver, quick driver, but you know, now there must be, what, 35, 40 competitive overtakes in the last 3 races. They've been blinding, haven't they? And so obviously shutting his eyes does work.
Sounds like a new contract, Jenson.
I think the problem is we're starting so far back.
But how satisfying is it, though, to do something that your teammate couldn't do for a couple of laps the first time you had an opportunity?
Wow, that's a question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, when you have these DRS zones, you got to do it straight away. The problem is, if you do it on the main straight, Michael's got a big chance of getting you back on the second straight, because his straight line speed's so good. So you got to get the move done, get a good exit, and floor it and get away. And I was able to do that. So.
Martin, earlier in the programme, Jenson said he was the new team leader. Is he?
Hang on, Eddie. Hang on.
You're not involved in
I said that Lewis thinks he's the team leader. I think I'm the team leader.
Exactly. Well,
but it works in a good way.
No.
I didn't need you to interrupt my question.
We've got 2 great drivers.
Oh,
and,
hey, listen, we're now listening to the corporate answer.
Exactly.
Is he the team leader?
He is a great driver, and he's doing a fantastic job at the moment. There's no doubt about that.
We've got 2 team leaders, and that's why we do so well, I think.
In terms of points, though, Jenson is the team leader. So why have we not heard an announcement from yourselves that Jenson's getting a £500 million a year pay rise and a 3-year contract? Don't go, Jenson. You need to hear this.
Jenson is stuck with us next year, whether he likes it or not. So I think he likes it, and I think we've worked well together. He's been a fantastic asset of this team, and I think, you know, at the moment we've still got 6 races anyway. So we're not, you know, we're thinking back in Woking about next year, but we've shown today if we can make good starts, we can qualify well, we can take a race to Red Bull. I think Jenson's driving better than he's ever driven, and he can win races. There's 6 left, and I'm sure he's going to give it his best shot.
Can I just pre-warn Jenson of something, because this is a beautiful relationship and we hope it lasts for many years. It will inevitably come to an end at some point as drivers move on. Just a word of warning, when I left McLaren, they gave me a bicycle, so don't think you're going to get a car or a gold watch or anything like that.
Jenson, would you like to meet 2 people that Martin's already fired at some point?
Well, maybe we can have maybe we can have a little chat later on, yeah?
Well, you know,
there's too many of those in the paddock.
But in terms of you, Jenson, you want more than just a contract for next year, wouldn't you?
Sorry, I didn't catch that one.
You'd like more than just a contract for 2012. You'd like a longer-term deal, would you, with McLaren?
Of course I would, but you know, there's things that we all need to discuss, and it's not good discussing on a race weekend. You know, we need our time away from the circuit, and it takes a little bit longer than you'd like sometimes, but that's always the way it is with things like that. But we're not going to discuss it here. I think the important thing is I definitely want to be here, and that's the aim definitely for next year and future years to come, hopefully.
Martin, is it all down to the amount of use that you use your drivers and corporate days? Really, it's a very extensive request that you have them.
It's not all about that. It's about making our own plans. And again, as Jenson said, I think the right thing is that we discuss it quietly. I think that Jenson has done a great job in this team. We've enjoyed working with him. I'm sure we're going to find a way to work for many years to come, and that's certainly my wish. And I hope it's Jenson's.
Back to today, Jenson. In the press conference, you described your overtake of Michael as one of your best ever. Is that really how you feel?
I felt.
Were you showboating?
It was one of the bravest moves I've done, because it was down the outside into Ascari, and I don't know if I was in front or not into the corner.
Yeah,
but
you
when
were well clear of him, but...
Oh, was I?
Yeah.
Well, it was rubbish then. It was
about
easy.
half a metre or something.
Okay. Well, were we still side by side or not?
No.
Oh, okay.
He'd given up by then.
We try and get it. Would you like to see the moment you overtook Michael Schumacher? It's the kind of thing we can get you very quickly.
I'd love to see that.
I think you always enjoy watching yourself racing.
You can play that as many times as you like, actually, in the introduction of every single programme for the rest of the season.
I think the important thing isn't just the overtake, it's who the